Today we are doing something different on this channel. We are sharing with you our favorite yummy, so yummy homemade pizza recipe. Check out our other videos, like and subscribe, comment. I want to get to know you. This is going to be a really fun group, so come on with my hook hand. So the first thing you're going to do is get hot or warm water. I do a little over a cup and a half, so almost a cup and 2/3, and then I add 1 packet. So this is just active dry yeast. I add 1 packet of that to the warm. You want it pretty warm. I know that there's a temperature grade that they recommend. I don't know what that is. Not too hot, but warm enough to activate the yeast. And then I just give it a quick stir with a fork to kind of break it up. Okay, so in the meantime, I set this aside, and it is just sitting and activating that yeast. In my mixer, or if you just have a regular bowl, that's fine. I put a little more than 3 cups of flour. Then I kind of eyeball it. So here's about a teaspoon. Well, this is maybe, yeah, it's a teaspoon of salt. And you see how that wasn't all the way full, so I'm gonna do 2 of them. And then I come over here. This can be confusing because it's gonna look like I'm putting salt in, but I'm not. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons of sugar. It's a little more than 3. I did like 3 heaping cups. Then I grab my olive oil, and this I've never measured. I just kind of eyeball it till it looks right. Probably right there. So what do we think that is? 2 tablespoons? Tablespoon and a half? Something like that. So then you just take this yeast and water mixture and pour it in to your flour mixture. Now this is where you would, if you're doing it by hand, you would just go in there with your fingers and you'd knead it. It's actually really relaxing sometimes, but today I have this KitchenAid, so I am going to use that. And it's got the bread hook on it. And it's gonna just start mixing it for me. I'm gonna let it go ahead and mix for about 15 minutes, and we'll come back and check what it's like then. I'm gonna take it out, and if you don't know how to knead and you want me to teach you, I'm not a professional. There's probably other videos, but I could show you how I do it. I wouldn't trust it. So you go ahead and you just bring your dough out here. Now this is gonna make 2, probably, I guess, large pizzas. Between a medium and large. I'll measure them. I've never measured them actually. So this is just kind of to smooth it out and get it ready to rise. I'm not doing a full knead. Kids love this. It's really fun to do it with your kids. I've got flour all over. I'm just kind of trying to gather up all that flour. And you just work it. Did you know that if you have an older house, I did not know this, if you have an older house and there's a section where the counter is lower and it's not a desk, it's just this weird lower part, that was because women used to make homemade bread and they had to knead it because there weren't mixers. So it was more comfortable, so they weren't like up and over it. It was more below them. Interesting fact. I literally just learned that last year. It's not sticky. See, it's not sticking to my hands. You don't want it sticky. If it's sticky, you need more flour. All right, so now I'm gonna start. See how I pull it in here and I kind of pull it together, pinch it, and then I turn it. This could be an ASMR video. Oh, one of you guys do it. Yeah. Okay, so then I kind of gather that up at the bottom and twist it. And see, you've got a very lovely, smooth little ball of dough. And you're gonna do a couple rounds of olive oil up the sides and the bottom. Just kind of run it around. So now I'm gonna use my hand, and you're gonna wanna scrape way up high because this is gonna almost double in size. And this prevents it from being sticky, gives it a little moisture. I have some excess in there, so I am wiping it on my dough and underneath it. Okay, so now we have a nice smooth dough. And you go ahead and pop it in your bowl. So here's our dough laying in there. I take some plastic wrap, saran wrap, whatever. You put it on, cut it. It's not sticking really nice. That's okay. It's fine. Because another thing that I do then is I grab a dish towel just for extra, I don't know, just for extra, just because I'm extra. So my oven is off, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn the oven light on. I've already got my pizza thing in there, but the oven's off, it's not on. I'm gonna go ahead and set that in there. It's warm in there. You turn the light on, close up the oven, and then that sits in there for about 2 hours. In that 2-hour window, what I'm gonna do is pick up my son from school, get him settled in at home, cut up pineapple because we love having pineapple on the side of our pizza. I'm going to cut up some chicken breasts into bite-sized pieces and brown those with just some olive oil and then some salt and pepper. Okay, so it's been 2 hours and this is what we have. We have our chicken that I browned with salt and pepper, and then I put in about 3 tablespoons of butter and hot sauce, Frank's hot sauce. And then I took the other half of the chicken and I stirred it in here with my favorite barbecue sauce. And here is what our dough looks like. You can see that it has doubled in size. So this is the fun part. You get to punch into it. And it just kind of all comes together. It's so soft. Ooh, yum, yum. So then I'm just gonna take it and I'm gonna cut it in half. We're doing 2 pizzas, buffalo chicken and barbecue chicken. Then you go ahead and do the same things, the same thing that you had done before. Thank you, honey.
You're welcome.
Make it into little balls. So there's one. So we've got that buffalo chicken, the barbecue chicken, onions, jalapenos, mozzarella cheese, and our 2 little pizza doughs. Just doing this with your fingers spreads it out quite a bit. And then you just grab the corner and you squeeze it with, let's see if I can get it from the side, kind of your thumb and, let's see if this side works better. I don't know, it's hard to catch. Yeah, you just squeeze it and make a little crust. And that's really quick. You just go all the way around to kind of create a boundary for yourself, I guess. And this is a really rustic kind of crust, so you don't need a lot of crust because it really puffs up. And then do that little finger thing. Oh boy, that just spread it out a lot. And then I just kind of put my hands in, and I suppose this is where some people could toss it. Now, I will say that if you have it in the fridge or the freezer and you thaw it, it's not as pliable, I found. It's a little harder to work with. So it's nice when you can have the time to do this, but you definitely can make it ahead and keep it in the fridge or the freezer. Okay, this is a nice big pizza. And then I have the right, so buffalo. So So again, this is butter. So you cook the chicken almost all the way through, but not quite. And then you cook up, take it out and you cook up some 3 tablespoons of butter. And, oh, I don't know, maybe a cup is what I do. I like ours a little spicier, of Frank's hot sauce. Here's Owen, the famous Disney boy, who's 9 now. He's not that little pipsqueak that was all squawking about Disney. Still do love Disney, right? Mm-hmm. So then I top it with mozzarella cheese. Oh, that was so sneaky one, especially with the whistle. I'd never notice it. And the fact that you reached all the way across me. So sneaky. All right, so here's the cheese. You top it all over. Do some Italian seasoning. And what I do is I put it in my hands because it can get kind of strong, and then I just kind of crunch it around, even though then my hands kind of smell like it all night. You want a piece of chicken? I know, it's so good. Then, we like hot and spicy things. So here comes the jalapenos. My husband chopped them up really, really fine. You could do like bigger chunks of them if you want. But we like ours really fine, so you get little bites in every, little piece in every bite. Go the red onions. I like red onions, no one else does. So I just put it over like a couple of pieces. That way then those are mine. So here is the buffalo chicken pizza. Next onto the barbecue. I'm gonna pop this in the oven. So the barbecue goes together just the same. I do the exact same ingredients and top it with everything, but not the Italian seasoning. And I'll just do that in a time lapse for you. Okay, so it looks like this makes about a 12-inch pizza. If you can make it perfect, yeah, about 2 12-inch pizzas. So that's like, what size is that, a large? Medium?
Medium.
Probably medium large, yeah. So 2 of them. Okay.
So tonight we are having watching movie Princess Bride, and I'm gonna try the first bite of pizza.
Thanks for watching. Have one happy day.
Woohoo!
I don't like to say, hi friends. You might not be my friends. You might be people, actually you might be people I know that are really mean. So, hey, what you doing here?